Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you tonight might sound a little bit familiar. We just caught an NBC report that's going down to Haiti, all around the evil gun smuggling happening from the evil Florida to Haiti to fuel a gun zone. But as the report develops, you might catch a few things in common with some other things that we've talked about. Make sure you let me know in the comments field when you recognize it and what we're going to be talking about. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on if you want to pass the blessing of freedom on to the next generation as much as we do here. And this content is brought to you our new sponsor. This is content made by Connecta. Now, Connecta is a platform that gives you a data encryption for your cellular networks, okay? Bring your phone, bring yourself, get some data encryption. That's what we're talking about. Financial stuff, personal images, text messages, phone calls themselves. All of it is encrypted with the entry-level pricing plan starting at $35 a month, and you get to go through all the options, pick your plan, pick your phone, or use your own. It's worth a check. There's a link in the description box below, and thank you to them for making this content possible. All right, beautiful people. I'm going to say a couple of words as we go into this just to kind of prime the pump while we're talking about this from an NBC special exclusive report. Project Thor. High level, ATF shut down at the request of the Biden administration the project called Project Thor, which had mapped out all of the straw purchasing and all of the trafficking rings for guns going throughout the United States into different countries, primarily Mexico, but there are some others which you're going to pick up here in a second. But now we're going to hop over to a new organization, a new government entity struggling under the weight of gun smuggling, which the Biden administration and the ATF killed for an inexplicable reason 2 years ago. Anyway, sure, that's not related. Let's check it. Here is what's happening on NBC. Check it out.
What you're seeing here is the fuel of a lot of the violence we're seeing down in Haiti and the Caribbean.
It's the source of power for the gangs tormenting Haiti. An arms race to create an arsenal that ensures control.
We have .338 sniper rifles, 308s as well, very high caliber weapon used by a lot of militaries. Also a .308 belt bed machine gun. It's older, but it's very functional and obviously a very potent weapon in the wrong hands.
What looks like a high caliber gun show is instead evidence seized by Homeland Security investigations in Miami. All of these intended to be shipped to Haiti.
All of them going to Haiti. And by the way, just while we're hovering around the subject after that clip, is it just me or do all the ATF videos, NSA videos, Homeland Security videos, do they all look the same where they get the biggest, scariest possible guns they can? I don't know, just things I notice. But anyway, so that's what we're talking about. The Homeland Security Investigation Team. And they're finding guns that are being smuggled out of the U.S. through the state of Florida, which we're going to get to in a second. And then we're going to smuggle them down to Haiti. Well, again, this seems to be a video and an interview and an expose all about a problem that was being effectively addressed by Project Thor, which was destroyed by the Biden administration and the ATF under Steve Dettelbach. I find it odd that the gun-controlling organization in the White House that has never found a problem that's not guns' faults is defunding programs around smuggling firearms and then trafficking them through the United States, completely with entire maps about who's doing what. I find it odd, all the while they continue to assail our gun rights on a daily basis. Anybody? Maybe it's just me. Let's go to the second clip because there's even more. I got 4. And this last one, by the way, you're going to want to see the last one because the last one really ties some things together, which might remind you of another organization that's been around since, I don't know, the 80s. That's a big hint. Let's get number 2.
Is this a daily occurrence that you guys are finding weapons?
It's a very regular occurrence. It sometimes daily, ebb and flow with it, but yeah, it wouldn't be uncommon to get daily weapon seizures coming out of Miami.
This is one of the weapons seized by U.S. authorities. It's a 50 cal Barrett anti-material rifle. This can shoot through walls, cinder block, and vehicles. If purchased legally in the U.S., it'll cost about $12,000. But once smuggled into Haiti, gang members will pay anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 for it.
It's estimated a large portion of those weapons are smuggled on freighter ships that depart from a 5-mile strip of the Miami River that also serves as a port of entry and exit to Haiti and the Caribbean.
Okay, guys, here's the first hint. Here's the clue. Let me know in the comments. What's another illicit product that comes out of the place of origin at a small amount of money, like $12,000 or $1,000, and then when it exports to another destination country, it triples or quadruples in value because of the illicit nature. I'll wait. That's right, it's the drug trade. Well done. So we're seeing images that are very similar and reminiscent of the drug trade, right, with the products, because there's an illicit demand to smuggle both products. But again, the ATF defunded Project Thor. It would kind of be like the DEA knowing exactly where the smuggling rings were for all the drug runners, and then they just defunded it. That's kind of what they're pitching you right now. Let's continue, though. We've got a third clip, because now the UN's going to blame it on the United States.
A report released last March by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime finding the principal source of firearms and munition in Haiti is in the U.S. and in particular Florida. Last week, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis telling NBC News he wants the federal government to do more.
In terms of what is going into the country from the United States, that's something that is the federal government's responsibility for that.
They're 100% correct. Or, excuse me, Ron's 100% correct. That is completely a federal responsibility. It's going from out of one country into another. That would be kind of like New Mexico being in trouble for immigration. That just doesn't make sense. Or, Texas is technically always in trouble for immigration because the White House doesn't like them. But that's kind of what we're talking about here. But they're trying to blame it on Florida because Florida has so many ports and so many points of egress that you're going to be able to smuggle whatever you want if it's the closest to the end destination. For example, you're probably not going to get near as many illegal border crossings in the state of Florida as you are in Texas, only because Texas has the border. I mean, it's kind of obvious, UN. Thank you, though. We're still not signing a treaty. But now the last one. This is the piece that just kills me, because, again, this was all dismantled by the Biden administration in the ATF under Project Thor. So you figure that out, and when you do, I look forward to it. But now this is number 4, because the anchor actually says something here which kind of ties up the whole drug trade equivalency. Let's just go with that. All right, this is the 4th clip.
But as you know, that is not the only way these guns are getting into Haiti. So what did the agents you spoke to have to say about some of the other methods smugglers seem to be using here?
Ellison, and we also saw how challenging their job is. So the special agent I spoke to said that we have to think about the fact that the smugglers are also using airplanes, and they can also ship a lot of the weapons through land. If you look at the map, Haiti shares a border with the Dominican Republic. You were just there at the border. There's more than 240 miles of border that can be used by a lot of these criminal organizations to get the weapons into the Dominican Republic first and then into Haiti. Now, the biggest challenge here for the authorities in the U.S., for Customs and Border Protection and Homeland Security investigators, is the fact that they have to allow a lot of these freighters and shipments to go to Haiti because of that humanitarian aid, right? Haiti needs a lot of these items, including food, that are coming in. So they have to allow that while they try to identify which shipments have weapons. Now, one of the things that they have done is focused a lot of their attention on the money, because these weapons are being sold for so much. They have been able to track a lot of these organizations or criminal groups by finding where the money is going. But again, it's a colossal task to be able to stop these weapons with all that flow of humanitarian aid that needs to be.
And now the full tie-up. So you've got a civil war brewing in Haiti that's demanding illicit guns. You have criminal networks in the United States that the ATF knows about, called underneath Project Thor, which was running them all to Mexico across the border through illicit means, defunded it. So if the existing network is already there, and you've got a civil war pop off in an area that's close to the United States, that's easily shippable, and the same organizations that would typically be responsible through drug money and easy facilitation of finances in that way is going to be able to meet that demand, and there's already drugs involved in the Caribbean, this doesn't seem like that far of a reach for the drug dealing cartels to slam money and drugs and guns inside humanitarian aid shipments using things like boats, planes, land, humanitarian aid ships in general, because they're smugglers. That's what they do. It's kind of like being upset at a fish for swimming. And all of it comes back to, and this is the part that just boils my brain, the ATF defunded this whole project, which they knew was doing things to prevent the same thing they were pinning on the American people and curtailing our gun rights further and further and further and further. And they stopped doing it. And now another thing's coming out in Haiti, and their big surprise is the NBC finding out about it. It doesn't make sense on any level. And I mean, I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. And that's what I've got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.